The basic rule for attraction is that you need to make someone think about you a lot of the time, and then they become, how do we say it, very obsessed, and naturally, they will fall a lot harder and a lot quicker for you. And I'm sure that you have felt this before. You cannot get a certain person out of your head despite doing as many things as you can to completely erase them from it. And once someone is stuck up there in your head, it's kind of hard to get them out. So, let's talk about how you can do this to get a woman constantly thinking about you. My name is Anna, and welcome to the channel. Always flirt with her. Flirting gives the other person direct attention and makes them feel good, and naturally, if you make someone feel good about themselves, they are going to think about you a lot of the time. So the best ways to flirt is to tease her, but also make her giggle as well. And what you don't realize is the way that you make her laugh will replay over and over inside her head when you guys are not together. Do not make them a priority. Despite what you want to do here, you have to be able to pull away and still focus on living your own life. It could be going to that sporting event, going to that night class, or working extra shifts at that job. Of course, you always want to be available to women to go out on dates with, but you need to maintain your own life so that you have this mysterious uncertainty about you. And you become much more attractive if you maintain your usual daily schedule. The reason for this is because a woman will see that you are a high value man, which makes you much more attractive, and therefore she will think about you more often. So as much as you want to cancel going out with the guys, do not do that. Continue to live your life and see her when you have the time. Compliment her in a meaningful, emotional way. Even to this day, after being in a long-term relationship, there are still compliments that I remember back from when I was dating many moons ago. And you know what? Those compliments are always replaying in the back of my head because they were so good. And if you can deliver compliments like this, she is guaranteed to always think about you. So what makes a compliment awful to being memorable? And that is how much emotion you put into it. If you compliment her on her appearance, well, she's just going to ignore you completely. However, if you avoid the way she looks and compliment her on her intellect, or perhaps the way she dresses, or a skill that she has learned, she is going to appreciate this much more and definitely keep you at the top of her noggin. Don't be too strong with the emotions. It's so easy to get carried away when we feel head over heels about someone. And before we know it, we haven't seen our friends or our family for months because we want to hang out with this person. But you are actually holding yourself back if you deliver on these emotions. Of course, you can display them and let this person know that you like them, but don't go overboard. Don't go singing it from the rooftops or serenading this person with an acoustic song outside their apartment block at 2 a.m. It's something that you have to hold back from, because remember, the more uncertainty that you give a lady, the more she is going to think about you. Surprise her. Women love routine, and a lot of the time when it comes to dates or long-term date nights, they end up putting a lot of planning and thought into them. However, turn it around and surprise her with a romantic picnic or even just a night drive. She is always going to be thinking about this moment, I promise you. And it doesn't have to be something fancy, okay? It could literally be, hey, it's 11 p.m. at night. I'm going to pick you up, get your favorite milkshake, stay in your pajamas. It's okay. I'll pick you up and we can go take a look at the stars. Ignore the routine. Remember, I just said it. Women absolutely love routine. So you need to change things up a little bit and get her thinking about you unexpectedly. So you need to be as elusive as you can without causing distress, obviously. Sometimes texts in the morning are a great thing, but then sometimes don't text her in the morning. Sometimes don't even call in the evening. Therefore, you have this push and the pull, and it's going to keep her guessing about how much you really feel. And this is going to start the chasing process. And in female behavioral psychology, women absolutely love to chase people. They are attracted to the chase. It's something that our brains have been made to do. Remember to take your time. You have all the time in the world with this person if you are going to be with them long term. So there's no need to rush. Hormones are going to be racing at the speed of light, and you are going to be very desperate to continuously shift things along a couple of gears. I get that, but instead, you need to slow down because you don't want to cause passion burnout. You need to build that sexual tension between you both for as long as you possibly can. It will make her obsess over you and keep the burning passion going and make her think literally about you all the time, non-stop. Make sure it's for long-term reasons. I shouldn't really have to address this, but it's probably a good idea that I do, in case someone takes what I say from this video as a very matter of fact. You should only be using these tips in today's video if you want to date this lady long-term, because, well, it's going to be very unfair for you to meet a lady, have one date, and then use all of these tips and tricks in the video, and then have her craving over you when you really are just like, nah, you know what, it's just a date type thing, friends with benefits, not too interested. So make sure you only use this on someone that you are hoping to build a strong relationship bond with. Make sure you engage in deep, meaningful conversations. When it comes to dating a lady, one of the biggest things you have to remember is she is an emotional creature. If you can make her feel okay with her own emotions and she feels that she can emotionally connect with you, she's going to want to stay with you for the long haul. So some ways you can do this is to let her talk, but really listen to the things that she says. Sometimes I get it, listen to a woman can be a little bit boring and mundane because they talk about a lot of things quite a lot of the time. However, if you can just say, I've got 20 minutes, talk to me, tell me, how was your day? She will absolutely love this. So if you can let a lady feel that it's okay for her to spill out her emotions to you, which is a natural thing for a girl, she isn't going to feel she has to hold back. And obviously this, teamed up with everything else in today's video, is going to make her constantly obsess and think about you. Plus, it's a great setup for a long-term relationship. I know from a personal factor that if I was able to date a guy and it was only the start of the relationship, we were going on a couple of dates, nothing too serious, yet he made the time for me and he let me complain about my job to him. He let me complain about my neighbours playing music or having barbecues at 10 o'clock at night when I'm in bed, hungry, feeling like I want to have a burger. Then that makes me feel I can have a strong relationship with him, and therefore I know that this person is a great candidate to date long term. Remember, that's the goal. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. That really means a lot. And something that you can do to really make my day is to subscribe to the membership on our channel. The link in the description bar below will tell you more about what that entails. But specifically, you get your name up on our super fan board right here. These are some amazing people that support the channel every single month. If you appreciate the amount of content that we are pumping out on a weekly basis, then this is a great way to say thank you. I really hope you have an amazing day. See you in the next video.